Right, you just give us a kind of an opening comment.
You know, first off, obviously great to get a win. Great to get on the board as a team for the first time. You know, I thought our guys were super nervous, but look, credit to the crowd. I think our crowd made them nervous. There were people. It was lit in there, and I really appreciate the fans, the students, the community for coming out and supporting this team for the first time. Like, there was a lot of people out there. Like, I haven't seen that in a while, and that's very encouraging. So I'm glad that our guys were able to get that jitter out, and I hope those, those fans continue to come out, those students continue to come out. I thought we were super nervous in the first half. I thought our defensive intensity wasn't there. You know, we were a little bit relaxed, probably some nerves. But then in the second half, they turned it on. They turned it on. They started to push. They started to play our brand of basketball. They moved it. We shot open shots. We rebounded the ball. We defended. We contested. And overall, you know, I'm really proud of those guys. You know, we got a good group. We got a good group, and I'm happy with the way they responded, particularly in the second half.
This is, I mean, after your first two games, you learned a lot about this team. This is a work in progress, isn't it? I mean, this is not anywhere close to a finished product because you played 7 guys in the first 2 games, and tonight you kind of emptied it a little bit and got to look at some other guys.
Right. Well, it's definitely a work in progress. You know, those first 2 games. You know, here's the thing. I'll just be real. You know, we got a standard that we set defensively in this program, right? And some guys weren't meeting it. The reality is, some guys weren't meeting it. So they hadn't made the rotation. So we you know, I'm sitting there like, I'm just gonna go with the ones that reached that level, right? Well, God humbled me real quick. We can't play with 7. You know, we fatigued. Against Clemson, we fatigued. Against North Florida, we really fatigued in the second half, and that was a lesson for me as a coach. I told those guys, that's on me. That's on me. I'm gonna do better. We gotta play more guys. If you're not ready at the point, I gotta get you there. I gotta bring you along and get you there. But we need 9. We need 10. And when we get some guys back, like, we'll be rolling. But you know, I think we're fine. I think we're fine, man. We've had a great 2 days of preparation leading up to this game, just kind of working on us. And you know, our team's in a really good spot mentally right now, and I'm very encouraged about the direction we're going in.
A mental spot helps when you get to play, doesn't it? I mean, you got guys on their confidence because they know if they play well, they're going to get their opportunity to play.
Right. Well, the thing is like, they don't have enough confidence right now. I noticed that during the game because they're passing up shot after shot, and I'm in the huddle like, shoot the ball, spray and shoot, spray and shoot. We don't do all these workouts in the shooting and all that to come out here and pump fake and dribble. Shoot the ball. It's our system. Shoot it, shoot it. So continue to pour confidence in those guys. It's a good group, man. It's a good group.
Taje, Coach talked about the crowd, and I admit I was a little surprised that it was as full as it was when the game started. New video board, a lot of excitement, a lot of noise. Were y'all just a little bit tight, you think?
Me personally, no, but I mean, I could feel it in some of our guys, but I mean, that would just change with games. You know, next game we got Furman at home, expecting that to be the same way. So, and that's a better team. So, guys just have to come out their shell and just play to their ability.
Coach, I thought Jalen gave you really some good minutes, and Keenan Wilkins and Gall's come. You know, I hadn't seen him all year, and you know, these are the type games, I guess, on your schedule that you need to do this, don't it?
Right. Well, Jalen had a great game. You know, his motor was running tonight. When that cat's motor's running, he's an animal. You know, it's just what he is. But here's the thing. Some days it runs and some days it doesn't. So we're going to continue to work on him with that. But when his motor's running like it was tonight, he can do that against like opponents. It's just the truth. The kid was in the ACC for a reason. As far as the Wilkins and Goss, those 2 kids got a lot of juice in their legs. Those 2 young boys right there, they got a lot of juice in their legs. They got a lot of skill. They got really high IQ and high feel for the game. This wasn't a game where we're throwing guys out and trying. You're going to see those young guys playing. Moving forward, you're going to see those guys playing. They are good enough to play.
Gauss was fantastic in transition in that second half. Taje, I saw a couple times you though go and kind of run the break. Is that something that you worked on this offseason? I know you shot the 3 a lot more last year, but it felt like you looked really comfortable carrying the ball.
Yeah, this offseason, the offensive coordinator told me if I get it, just go and just make the right play. We've been working on it, so I got more comfortable as time was going on.
Thank you.
Coach, in the second half, you mentioned the nerves in the first half. looked like y'all tried to get up and down the court a little bit more fast-paced, get to the rack, and then as you mentioned, if it's not there, kick out. Was that the game plan from the get-go? Was it executed, or was that a change based on that zone that Morris College was sitting in?
Yeah, that what you just said is our game plan since June 10th, since those guys touched down on campus. We're going to play up and down. You know, it was a completely different team and game last year. We played really slow. You will not see that. That's not in my DNA. And we recruited to a system of guys that can play the way that we want to play. So we want to rip and run up and down that court. And the zone, I think, the nerves offensively, but the zone stunned them. They're running back to zone on a miss. So the guys are running and then they're pulling on the brakes. And, you know, in the second half, I just had to tell them, like, hey, I don't care what they're in. Drive it, kick it, shoot it. Like, let's play our brand of basketball. So they started to open up a little bit in the second half, and that's how the game pretty much opened up. But we had to get those stops defensively, really turning up on the defensive end. 7 for 28 in the second half. Like, that's more us. That's what should have been in the first half, not 13 for 36. No way.
You look at that again, and we've talked about numbers and some of the X's and O's. What stood out to you that's not on the paper, that's in your brain, that you can point to and go, that's something that we don't have to work on necessarily? It was there tonight, or at least in the second half.
I'll tell you what, it was the ball movement. Like, wow, we moved the ball. We push it, we get it up out of our hands, and it's to the next guy. And he don't got nothing, it's to the next guy. The result of that is 23 assists. You know, we could have looked these guys in the face and drove by them all night. That's the reality of it. You know, no disrespect to them, but, you know, we could have looked at them and just dribbled and played one-on-one all night. But we chose to play the right way. And we drove, we kicked. We drove, we kicked, and it was assist after assist after assist. You know, 38 made shots, 23 assists. That's pretty dang good.
Taje, so you've 4 years at CSU, you've had a lot of different teammates come in and out. What's your favorite part about this new group since you get to play with a lot of them tonight?
Just how we all just stay composed no matter what's thrown at us. I feel like we do a very good job with that. We take coaching well, we react well. I feel like that's been the most fun thing for me.
And then, Coach, last question for you. Keenan and Ant both got to play a high volume of minutes tonight. They're both really talented. What's the dynamic difference between the two of them? Because they give you kind of something different.
Yeah, Keenan's like, you know, he's one of those kids where, like, he just makes you comfortable. You know, like, he just makes me comfortable. And, you know, coaches around the world, they'll understand that. Like, when a kid just makes you comfortable, he makes you comfortable. Like, he doesn't go outside. He doesn't go against the grain. I say it all the time. Keenan would not go against the grain. If I told Keenan to sprint back, hopping on his left leg, he's going to do it. The kid does exactly what any coach asks him to do. And that gives you great comfortability. Ant is a supreme talent. That kid there is very talented. He has some things that he has to work out, particularly on the defensive end. And we saw that tonight. And we're going to continue to see it. But I got to bring that kid along because, wow, he is a real talent, and he's going to be a really good player in that Charleston Southern jersey.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.